Hello, I'm Zaccura, and welcome back to my channel. Though I guess it's gonna be, welcome to my channel for most of you. I have been gone for over 2 years, I think. Yeah, sometime, early 2015. I just kinda dropped off the face of the planet without any warning. But I'm back, and I don't plan on visiting the underworld again anytime soon, so don't worry. Before I get into the subject of this video, I'd just like to take a moment to explain what you're seeing here. For those of you who have been following me before, you may realize that, after she's completely drawn, that she is the same character, same flower girl that from my previous 2-part tutorial series on how to draw your own manga anime style girl. I thought it'd be a good idea to redraw her as a way to kind of update you guys on how my style has evolved and how my skills have hopefully improved a little bit. Because during my journey through the underworld, I didn't stop drawing. Though I did struggle a little bit even on this illustration. And surprisingly, it wasn't on the glass, which was something that I had never drawn before, but it was actually on the table, of all things. I try to color it in the similar way that I do digitally when I color in like wood, but halfway through I kind of realized like, oh yeah, you can't put lighter colors on top of darker ones when it comes to traditional artwork. And so yeah, you're gonna see me struggle with that near the end of the video. Alright, now moving on. First, I'd like to talk a bit about me and what I do. I am a self-taught artist and an aspiring graphic novelist or mangaka. I'll get into that, but first, the artist part. I started drawing in mid-2014, so it's been a little over 3 years now. I started my channel, started sharing my work in 2015, I think. And back in those days, I used to just say I was an artist and a aspiring mangaka. Now I say graphic novelist / mangaka because anime is what inspired me to start drawing for real and to start writing. And so at the time, I was just like totally caught up in my nerdom of anime and manga and Japanese culture. And so I was like, no, I don't want to make a comic book, I want to make a manga. But as I got into it more, I started getting inspirations from many other things like movies, shows, just like even real life, American comic books and so on. So now I've just kind of, I kind of gotten to that point where I realized that like what you end up calling your book in the end isn't really that important. Like, I've just gotten so focused on making the best stories that I can make and not really caring about whether it's authentic manga or not. And that's why I feel graphic novelist just fits the best for what I'm aspiring to do and become. That being said, I'm still like an otaku, so my style is still definitely anime manga influenced, and that's not gonna change because that's just what I like to draw. It's my style. Though I do other things too because, art is my passion, so I always try to improve. I try to do things different. I do real life studies, things like that, just all the boring stuff that non-self-taught artists do. I try to, do it myself as well because I want to get better and I want to improve, and that's really important to me. But at the end of the day, what I enjoy to draw the most is characters that are in a very anime manga-like style. Now, as for what you guys are going to be seeing from me on this channel, I'm going to be pretty much continuing what I was doing before, which is making speed drawings and tutorials. Just hopefully a bit higher quality than my older videos. I had a bit of an old video marathon the other day, and I watched all my old videos, and oh my god, I was so embarrassed I almost wanted to delete them. But I decided not to, because you know what? As embarrassing as they are, I'm still proud of them. They're my very first videos I made. Although the April Fool's video was a bit silly. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a video that looks like a tutorial for a polymer clay tank, but when you click on it, is just like a ridiculous clip of my hand like playing with it. I don't know, you gotta see it, I guess, to understand. Basically I just tried to make like the lowest quality stupidest clip to put as a prank. So yeah, funny story about that is I actually really did make that polymer clay tank. I even videotaped it. It was supposed to be like my very first video, period ever. But by the time I got around to making my channel, I looked over the footage and realized it was pretty darn lousy, and I just didn't feel like making a new one. Yeah, I was not that like serious about my videos. If you go and watch them, you can probably tell that I didn't really put all that much care into it. I mean, I tried, but when things got really rough, I was just like, whatever, it'll sell. It'll work, it'll pass. But, you know, hopefully now I'm a little more serious about this, though I did still have troubles. I mean, I'm still very inexperienced with making videos. I got my setup a little better. You know, as you can see, the camera isn't like falling out of focus constantly like it used to, but I did still have troubles. I mean, a couple of clips got deleted in this video that you're watching right now, which was very disappointing. You'll probably be able to tell later on when I get into the coloring. An entire clip is just, a part is just missing. I go from coloring her hair to merely coloring her shirt, and just her eyes are just magically colored in, and you never see me doing it. And when I realized that happened, I was really, really upset. Thankfully, it's just a speed drawing and not a tutorial, because that would be pretty bad if it was a tutorial. But, you know, I'm learning, and I'm going to learn from my mistake of accidentally deleting the video, and hopefully I won't make that mistake again, but, you know, we'll see. I'm still new at this. I hope you guys will hang with me. Anyway, so, yeah, I kind of rambled on there. On this channel, you're gonna see a bunch of artsy and nerdy stuff. Fan arts, originals, probably some anime recommendations, tutorials, and tips for drawing and comic creating, though don't expect too much from the comic creating side just yet, because as I said before, I'm just an aspiring graphic novelist, so I don't have a whole lot of experience yet, and I don't want to like put, you know, info out there that I feel is totally true and will be with me till the ends of the earth, and only to realize a couple years later that I completely changed and those things don't necessarily apply anymore, which I have learned from experience has happened. If you go and watch my 2-part tutorial earlier, I like specifically tell you guys, don't line art the collarbone of your characters, because they look better if you just define them using the coloring. But now I line art my collarbones, so that has completely changed. And like looking at the video, I'm like, why would I say that as like a defining thing? Like, no, you don't do this ever. And so I just don't want to make that mistake again. So most of my videos are probably not going to be very like, this is how you do it and that's it. It's probably going to be like, this is how I do it at the moment, right now. If it can help you, that's great. As for the comic creating part, I don't have a whole lot of experience yet, but I do have some experience with things like how to overcome writer's block and how to start your writing, like how do you get your ideas down on paper or in your computer if you type like I do. So those things I'm sure I will share with you guys, because I'm sure it will help people, and that's what I want to do. I also want to, I have this idea of maybe having different series of different topic videos on my channel, like, you know, a fan art series and writing tips series and original illustration series, speed drawing series, you know, so on. But I don't want to promise anything just yet, because I'm still working things out, so we'll see how all that goes and if I'll be able to upload on a schedule. And if I can, then you'll probably be seeing a bunch of different videos that are part of different playlists or collections on my channel. But for now, I'm going to try to just make as many videos as I can and upload them whenever I can. So subscribe so you don't miss out on all that fun. Haha. Anyway, I hope you guys will follow me on my journey of trying to follow my dreams. Totally cheesy. I know it's gonna be an awkward struggle of blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, it already has been, to be honest, to get to where I am now. Though it's mostly been sweat and tears. I can't say much about blood. Oh, paper cuts. Paper cuts count as blood. And also, I've stabbed myself like a dozen times with the nibs for the dip pens. Like, those things are sharp. But so there you go. Blood, sweat, and tears. But through it all, I've grown a lot. And I hope I'll continue to grow along with you guys. And hopefully, one day, we'll all be able to flaunt our artwork and graphic novels and mangas that we made ourselves to the world like the weebs we are at heart. Because that's what matters. Well, I think that's everything for this video, or at least the narration part of it. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for it being a bit rambly. But if you found it entertaining at all, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. Feel free to leave your comments down below, and if you have any video suggestions, I'd love to hear them. All the materials used for this illustration can be found in the description box, along with links to my social media pages where you can follow me for daily updates. And until next time, I hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and stay awesome, stay inspired, always. See ya! you.